Good morning. Welcome aboard the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Been sick for like 16 days. Still sick. It's okay though. Gonna make a slight appearance. Um, Keep waking up at like 4 a.m. coughing and not being able to breathe. And then as soon as I stand up, I can breathe again. So I've been up for a little while, but I'm pretty tired. I was going to say I'm not very awake. I am awake, but um, having my third cup of tea here. A couple things I want to talk about with my small amount of voice I've got. I figure I got to make an appearance. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. James Collins, good to see you. Robin, Jeremy, Cindy G, Reality, with Krista Marie. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. Millie the Dandelion, of course. Tommy Bird, here you're destroying kitchens over here, man. Tina Marie, Linda Bennett, good to see you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome in. It puts a smile on my face seeing all of you here. Heather Rhodes, Roberta, Tony. I did not know this statistic, by the way, but I definitely knew it was astronomical. I was just thinking about this. Funny, not funny, but interesting segue. Annika, good to see you. Brianna, hello, hello. I missed the crap out of you guys, I swear. I missed you guys a whole bunch. I've just been in my cave, just trying to recover, but literally dying. So it is really nice to see you guys. Working on some Dayquil. Can't think of a better name, Lacey Silver. Hello, hello. Oh, well, thank you for saying this. I was segueing, was I not? Yes. Couple things. What did I do with my stuff? So I've been not a lot, but some of the time while I've been sick, I've been reading medical journals. Not a whole lot though, because it's really tough reading when your brain is not trying to work good. But I tell you what, there's some things that are on my mind that I want to talk to you about. For example, I've been reading this medical paper by William White. Not really familiar with who he is, but he writes a lot, I have to say. And, in one of his papers I'm reading, he's claiming that recovery doesn't have a very clear definition. It's a very fuzzy definition. And he cites the character arc, right, so to speak. So for those that don't know what that means, he cites the history of recovery as a concept and how we used to have one model, now we have another model as far as thinking about addiction, thinking about recovery. He dubs it alcohol and other drugs, AOD, and he abbreviates it every time after the first time. But regardless, AOD allegedly, I'm just going to read a passage from his paper. There's growing evidence that alcohol and other drugs problems, the alcohol and other drug problem arena, so that's talking about all alcohol and other drug topics, right? All together, is on the brink of shifting. He's saying it's shifting from a long-standing pathology and intervention paradigm. I had to look this up. What he's saying is studying. Hold on, let me pull it up so I don't want to paraphrase it wrong. He's saying a combination of the study of disease and actions taken to prevent it, right? So that's the old model. I don't know if I agree with this, but it's just very intriguing, right? He's saying that that's the old model, and we're on the brink of shifting into a solution-focused recovery paradigm. Now, I think what he's trying to say, and I might be wrong because I'm not William White, right? But he seems real smart. What he's trying to say is that the old paradigm, treating it like a regular disease, treating it like we treat other things in medicine, right? Which, again, I'm going to have to go read it from the page. A combination of the study of the disease and the actions taken. So studying the problem, studying the disease, aka addiction, and trying to take action to prevent or treat it, right? That's apparently not the right way to treat addiction. We're shifting into a new thought process. And he's saying that new thought process is simply solution driven, like solution focused recovery paradigm. That's a really fancy way of saying, let's just focus on solutions. And if I'm reading this correctly, I think that speaks to the hopeless feeling of those working in this arena. Let's use the word he used, right? Wow. I'm not going to be able to get through this. But very, very thought-provoking. I'm going to leave you. I have a plan here, okay? So simply solution focused, right? We're looking for solutions. Why are we looking for solutions? Well, I imagine because we're not finding a lot of success with our traditional, what did he say? I hate this, but I love it. Pathology and intervention paradigm. The traditional way of treating diseases apparently wasn't finding a ton of solutions. So I think this is interesting. And he goes on to say, blah, 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 lots of stuff. The part that really jumped out at me was the focus on recovery is occurring without a clear definition of recovery at a time in which there are calls to re-examine and increase the clarity of the language used to talk about these things. So what he's saying is our understanding is evolving over time, and we probably want to re-examine the language and the words that we use to describe these things because they're probably outdated from this old paradigm, right? And he's saying this is all happening whilst we don't have a clear definition of recovery. Now, if you were to define recovery, you don't need to necessarily put it in the chat, but if you were to define recovery for yourself, what is it? What's recovery? Now, if you ask yourself that question, your next thought is probably like, oh, I'm not sure, because that's my thought. It's like, oh, it's kind of a fuzzy, big question, isn't it? So I have some homework for you. I'm gonna do a bunch more with this. I'm gonna break down this paper, but while my voice is messed up, while I'm sick, I want you to do some homework. I want you to try and define, if you're journaling today, tomorrow, whatever, next time you're journaling, I want you to try and define what recovery is to you. When are you ever recovered? Question mark. Are you always recovering? What is recovery? What is a clear, concise definition? And again, you don't have to put it in the chat. You can. I think that's wonderful. I'll read it. It'll blow my mind, I'm sure. But I think it's going to be interesting to see different. Well, it would be interesting to see different people's definitions, and also as an exercise personally, defining this for myself, having a clear idea of what I'm trying to do. We talk about this a lot. I need to know what I want to do so that I can do it. So if I don't have a clear understanding of recovery or what that means to me, I don't need to necessarily define it for everyone, right? I don't need to have everyone's definition, but what does it mean to me? That is important. That's one of the most important things I would have to say. If I don't know what I'm fighting for, what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to do it, So your homework is to try and define recovery. Don't try too hard. It's obviously not clearly defined, right? That's the whole point of the exercise. But if you can come to a conclusion that feels good and resonates with you, I think that'll be a huge deal. It'll be a game changer. Have a great day, James. Lisa Sami, good to see you. Hello, hello. Pretty flowers. Izzy E, oh my. Monk, what's going on? Monk. Rona, hello, hello. Yeah, you know it when you see it. I agree, 100%. But for our purposes, I think it would be cool to have a clear idea in our heads of what recovery means to us. Spanx, is there a page or word minimum for the class? No, whatever you feel. If you feel like giving me a word, that's fine. I'm not a stickler kind of teacher. But I have to say, if your one word isn't going to convey anything to me, if I were to be a teacher and I were to assign homework, if your one word isn't conveying a message to me, like, I'm not going to grade it very well. But I tell you what, I think this is very worthwhile homework, though, all jokes aside. Mother Bird, hello, hello. Izzy E says, to me, recovery is when digging deep stops feeling like digging a grave and starts feeling like airing out the roots of the problem. I do like your imagery here. Could someone else take this definition and run with it? I don't mean to pick on you at all, Izzy. I think this is a wonderful definition. But my point is that this means a whole lot to you, right? I don't know if this would keep me sober if this was mine. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying, and I agree. But I think for personally, I need a clearer definition if I need to know the boundaries if I'm gonna stay inside of them because I am a bouncy ball. I am bouncing off the walls. So if I'm gonna stay inside the boundaries, if I'm gonna keep my nose clean, I need to know exactly how I'm gonna do so. You know what I mean? Jane, what's going on? Kellyanne, hello, hello. Linda Bennett. Coming back to my inner child, says Linda Bennett. A person who was innocent before trauma and numbing out. Absolutely. Hopefully now we're no longer this way. It has been so cold, and I have been so sick that even when it's warm, I'm cold. So I have the heat on. As soon as I hit the button to go live, I start sweating. It's just how it works. So I had to turn that sucker off. That was a weird noise. Rona Cooley says, beyond the tipping point of things improving instead of descending into the darkness. I'm getting a lot of, we want to go up and not down, right? We want to not be digging graves, but we want to be in the sunshine, right? We want to feel like the sun's shining on us. We want to be moving in a positive direction, right? And really, I think that's all that matters. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, we can define this a million different ways, but the purpose is to live a better life. Am I right? The purpose is to live a better life, is to not be miserable. The purpose is to be fulfilled, right? And to stop again, like Izzy so aptly said, stop digging our own graves. Realizing that I'm digging my own grave and then not being able to stop is terrifying. I don't ever want that to happen again. You feel me? Izzy says I need broad definitions, otherwise I get lost in the fine tuning of it. Interesting. Interesting. Others will need different things. We are all on our own journey together. Absolutely. I just learned something new about Izzy today. That's cool. Broad strokes. I generally operate with broad strokes, but if it's really important, I got to define it because I can color within the lines. I just don't like to. You know what I mean? I definitely can. I just want to even use the word hate. I hate doing it. Wasn't Ralph Waldo Emerson a transcendentalist? I think that was fifth grade, sixth grade. Transcendentalism. Wine a little bit more. Hello, hello from Charleston. Welcome in. We've got some South Carolina crew out there for sure. Blah, blah. Millie the Dandelion says, I need to leave the country again. My mental health is awful when I'm here, even more so being in my hometown in my city. Yo, a change of scenery is wonderful. A change of scenery is wonderful. You're not a student, are you, Millie? Something that I always wanted to do, but I mean, I stopped going to school pretty early, so I never got the chance, is to like go to school abroad. That would have been the coolest thing. Talk about change of scenery, new adventure, being productive. It's like a triple whammy, you know. But that thought aside, I can totally relate with you, Millie. Going to Salt Lake was exactly what I needed, except I guess I brought a sickness back with me, even though everybody seems to be getting sick. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have gotten sick if I was just hanging out in my house. In fact, I think my mom or sister or grandma gave it to me because they were all sick right before I got there. If I stop talking, I won't feel like that. So I think I'm gonna get out of here. I want to hang out. I want to do a normal show, but it's just gonna make me feel bad. So 42, bud. Def not a student. You could be a student your whole life, right? If they'd pay me to be a student, I never would have stopped. You feel me? I think you're beautiful, and I can't tell that you're 42 at all. By the way, by the way, I was just thinking about you getting out of the house, Millie. Pardon me. Um, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna sign off. Um, we're gonna be having some switch ups coming in the future. I know my plan changes and my awesome ideas are coming faster than I can execute them as usual. But I'm gonna be taking some early shifts with the union. I don't know, in a few weeks. I don't know the particulars yet, but we're gonna end up doing the morning show at like 6 or 7 a.m. For a few days. I'll let you guys know well ahead of time. I'm also gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna be doing more stuff. I'm gonna be getting busier. So I'll have to be communicating with you guys well so you know when I'll be here. I'll still be here every day. I'm not going to drop the ball on that, but I need to figure out how I'm going to do all of it. So stay tuned for that. Calhoun's Corner exists, and I haven't forgotten about it. I don't want to be sick on there. I want to be triumphant and wonderful. So I haven't been on at all. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be good to yourselves. It was really good to see all of you. Um, I'm going to shoot for tomorrow morning as well. We'll see how I feel. I mean, I can't be sick for 3 weeks, can I? I mean, it's not a competition, but all right. This has been the Lifeboat with Captain Calhoun. You guys have a great day. All right. Signing off.